Hello, everyone. This is 27th August. You're in the Gathering Convergence Room. And we have with us today Wisdom Keeper Sievawea and the Mending the Hoop Council. Come on in, sister. Welcome.
Pahane Washte Skanangoa. This is Siava Vesta Laila Mariama Waya Gardner, many names, also known as Lisa Wolf, the Cassis and Missus, for White Buffalo Calf women, Grandmother Earth, Grandmother Moon, and Sky Woman. Welcome to the official council of the White Buffalo, Rainbow White Buffalo, and Rainbow Buffalo Nations, known as the Mending the Hoop Council. And I'm going to open with thanks to the Kanien'kehá:ka Longhouse for sharing a short version of the Before All Else. We give thanks to Sky Woman, the first being in the physical world, our Grandmother Moon, the beating heart of our Mother Earth, where people dwell, and to all the women from the youngest to the eldest, as they are the mothers of our nations, to the streams of water, to the pools and the lakes, and all the life that lives within, to the corn, bean, and squash, the three sisters of sustenance, to the fruits, to the medicinal plants, to the forest trees for their usefulness, to the animals that serve as food and give their pelts for clothing, to the great winds and the lesser winds, to our grandfathers, the thunders, to our eldest brother, the sun, the mighty warriors, to the winged creatures that live upon the winds, those messengers of life that reveal the Creator's wishes, and to the great Creator that dwells in all things, giving all things useful to the united people, and is the source and ruler of all health and life. Then, so that everyone knows we're all on the same page, I am going to read the standing declaration of the White Buffalo, Rainbow White Buffalo, and Rainbow Buffalo Nation. And it'll take a few minutes. Thank you. On this Mayan calendar long count day 13.0.11.7.10, also known as March 23rd, 2024, let it be known that we have formed the private White Rainbow Buffalo Nation located in Nueva Segovia, territory of the Nuwa people. We, like the buffalo, are inherently nomadic as we travel on the living body of our grandmother Earth. I, Siava, as the official founding grandmother, am the descendant of an original tribe and am a voice for the Casas o Misas, the sovereigns perpetually reigning to whom we pledge allegiance, Grandmother Sky Woman, Wankantanka, known by many names, Grandmother Earth and Grandmother Moon, whose sovereignty is eternal and unextinguishable for perpetuity, for they are the living law of the waterverse and we are her embodiment. I do at their behest hold open the door and call all who are here for the mending of the hoop and healing of the earth to a firm alliance with the White Buffalo, Rainbow White Buffalo, and Rainbow Buffalo Nations. We recognize the great law of peace and to Wampum and invoke our right as savage barbarian people of the four directions, white, black, yellow, and red, and our relatives of the air, water, soil, and elements, to form and live as a tribal nation, to operate as a matrilineal clan-based nation in alliance with and learning from the original matrilineal nations who abide by and in Sky Women's great law of peace, and we stand as living beings upon the land, our mother. As an inherently sovereign matrilineal savage barbarian nation for the people of the four directions, white, black, yellow, and red, and the relatives of the air, water, earth, and elements, we stand with, we assert, and are protected by the great law of peace, to Rowampum, Camel's Eye of Isis, and Eagle Bull treaties, and demand as daughters and sons of Great Spirit, Sky Women, our right to be only subject to her great law of peace, which is the supreme law of this and all lands, which are her free living body, and throughout her mother, Sky Woman's eternal dream. We take refuge at the foot of the tree of peace and bury all weapons of war, be they physical, mental, or spiritual, and live in the great peace as we are here for the mending of the hoop and the healing of the earth. We honor, learn, and live by the highest truths of all original sacred paths at the behest of the White Buffalo Calf woman and her allies, and are learning to live by the matrilineal natural law clan system, the kinship way, and declare we officially are a sovereign nation within the eternal sovereignty of Grandmother Earth, Grandmother Moon, and Sky Woman, whose children we are. We have actually a number of things on the agenda today, but as is our practice, I want to welcome everyone who is here and give you an opportunity to introduce yourself. And if you have something that you will need time with the feather for, please let me know and we will agendize you. So Grandmother Shonda, would you like to administer bringing people into the circle, please?
Shonda's taken a break just for 10 minutes.
Would you like to do it then? Or shall I?
Wait, if you're happy to, that's fine.
All right, let's see who we have. Well, we could start with you, Lynn. Would you please
Okay.
introduce yourself?
Yes, okay, thank you. Yes, I'm Lynn. I live over in England, in the southeast of England, and the nearest water near me is the Channel, the English Channel, and north 20 miles is the Thames. So I also live in the farmland area of Kent, which is very beautiful with all the farms and the trees and everything. So yes, that's me. So should I pass it on to someone? To
I'm back,
Erica?
sister. Yeah, I'm back, sister. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Lynn, so much, Patty. So, I'm Shonda. I'm here behind the talking stick banner. I apologize. My camera is down. There I am. So, um, I am Shonda with the Earth Mother Network. My spiritual name is She Who Weaves. I am the clan mother of the Earth Mother Nation. And I am on the bioregion of the High Plains bioregion of West Central Texas, here on the headwaters of the Colorado, the traditional lands of the Tiqui, Kickapoo, and Lipan Apache. And we are still honored to have the Lipan here with us and the Texas tribal buffalo herd about 3 hours up the road. And with that, I would like to bring in, I believe I saw, yes, I will pass the feather to our clan mother, Karen. Welcome, sister.
Thank you very much. I'm Karen Ann Lusick McDonald. I'm the 13th White Bear Clan Mother. I am presently right now in the Siniak territory, which people know as the Kootenays or West Kootenays. We're the ones that are having all the smoke signals and fires and lasers at us right now. So I am doing all the quantum medicine and frontline nursing here for all the people because of the direct energy weapons and the radiation illness right now. So we're right in the middle of that. And then just to bring to people's attention, the original non-treaty that was a secular contract that was between the States and Canada that started in 1964 is up for renewal. They're doing a 10-year renewal here, and it's between the entire Columbia River Basin system. That's 76 some dams, you guys, between Revelstoke and all the way down to Portland. So if they open that up, which I hear they're going to, you're going to have a tidal wave of about 200 feet going through everything, taken through Nelson and Portland and Spokane and all that. So I'm right below in the middle of this area right now. So I just wanted to bring that to people's attention. So we're going to try and start with some of that because they took out our Valhalla Mountains. I'm looking at it. So we've been under siege for about 2 months here, just like you had in Maui and in Jasper. So anyway, Sissy Bo, thank you for the kind invitation, and that's where we're at today.
Thank you for coming to council. Grandmother Karen is a seated council member. She is a permanent member of our council.
Hey, thank you, sister. Let's bring in Erica Kay. Sister, come on in, please.
Hey there. Yes, I am grandmother Erica Two Spirit of the Frog Nation here in the Salish Sea bioregion
Hey
in
there.
the state of Washington on the sacred waters of the Chinook and 27 other tribes represented here in our area at the southern tip of the Puget Sound. And it's an honor to be here with you in this council. And I pass the feather.
Thank you for being here, Erica. Much respect.
Sister Becky Big Canoe, are you with us, sister? There she is.
Yes, I am.
Come on in,
Greetings.
sister.
Nigitque, Indigenous Cause Nigit Georgina Island and Dunjapa. I'm in the greater Tacarano bioregion, and I'm in the center of the Lake Simcoe watershed on Georgina Island. I'm a grandmother, and I'm a bringer of the kinship way. And I'm honored to be here amongst you. Miigwech.
Thank you, sister. Brother Steve, will you please bring in your watershed and your place, your land acknowledgement? Come on in, brother.
Hi, everyone. I'm Steve Hargis, coordinator Oklahoma with IHC. I have an R&D farm in Chakotah, Oklahoma, which is in the Creek Nation. I specialize in growing year-round grasses to feed forage to the livestock. And we do a little bit of green growing around here. These are my special R&D plants that are from tissue culture, and they're very exotic, and I'm very honored to get to experiment with these types of rare genetics and new genetics here with y'all, and I'll pass it on to the next person. Thank you.
Hi.
Thank you, brother. Brother Robert, would you like to come in,
Hey there, how
please?
y'all doing?
Exactly. Thank you.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
There you are. Come on in, brother.
Can you all hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. So you
Oh,
got the
okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna run out of service here.
Thank you, brother. We know you're trying to get on a bus over there. We'll move on. I think we've lost him. So, brother, did you have something to say really quick? I know you're trying to get on a bus or something.
Robert.
Hey there, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, brother. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we hear you fine, Robert. Introduce yourself.
Okay, because I'm gonna lose service here. I'm headed on my way back home to La Pollo. So I'm gonna lose service here in about 8 or 9 minutes. So I just want to say hi to Karen. Bless your heart and soul and the essence of your spirit. Long time no see.
Hey, thank you, brother Robert. And with that, sister Christine's entering the room. We will give her space as she's just showed up.
Look at it.
Get our mics back down. Christine, welcome, sister. You have just joined us during the introduction. I'm going to ask you to unmute and to start your video and come into the circle and introduce yourself, please.
Hi,
Hey, hey, sister, go ahead. You have
my
the
name
floor.
is Christine, and I live in Missoula, Montana. What more of an introduction do you want me to give, Chandra? Well, I've just happened to see that the Kinship Way was going to meet today, so I thought I would join in and get connected, see what it's all about. Lend my heart. You have to
Hey,
forgive me, I'm wandering around because I'm kid wrangling at the moment. I'll do my best
that's
to keep my
okay.
camera on, but if it's off, I'm still present.
Okay, welcome, sister. Thank you.
You
Okay,
bet.
and with that, I return the talking stick to Sieva. Thank you, sister.
Okay, well, we have a number of council members who are relevant, but hi, come to council. We're convened right now. I'm telling Eagle. If you could, do you need the link? I think I sent it to you.
Yeah, but I haven't got my laptop set up because I'm back in Grand Cache. I haven't.
Oh, can you use your phone?
I haven't got Messenger on my phone.
I'll try to send you the link to your phone or, okay. In any case, we're in council and Eagle says hi. So he's in Grand Cache, so he doesn't have his computer. All right. I'll try to figure out a way to get you the phone number. Okay?
Yep, sure.
All right, scan and go up. So I wanted to follow up from the anniversary program. And I wanted to apologize to everyone. I happen to be a mediator for the Looking Horse family. And so I am friends with Lois, Martina Looking Horse, who has been at war with justifiable reasons on her side with her brother, the pike keeper, and his wife. And they have kind of polarized viewpoints. The way that I know, and I just wanted to let grandmother Shonda know this in particular, how much spirit is involved in this, is Shonda and Martina and I had some conversation because it was, and I apologize to all the other storytellers, because Martina had an emotional reaction after she presented. She became very afraid for her life and asked that her words be removed. Well, oddly enough, and Shonda, agreed to accommodate, expressed her upsetness, justifiable upsetness about it. But the next morning, I started getting messages from Paula Looking Horse, who is the wife of Arval Looking Horse, because we're also friends. I do this thing where you can be like not speaking to somebody and I can still be their friend. It's amazing. I don't know if anybody else has experienced that. But I find it more and more common as there's a program that's playing besides the victimizer program and the domination program that grandmother Patricia Davis deconstructs so excellently in her teachings on healing in a Dene way. And also Robert's very good at correcting and exposing the victimizer. Well, there's also just a general divide and conquer that keeps, inter-family fighting happening. So I want to just, and I'm happy to say that I've also invited Paula and Chief Arval to our council. I had a very beautiful, long conversation. Didn't talk about the sister at all. Talked about other things, and I'm pleased to be able to say that Arval is coming out with a declaration related to protecting all white animals. So that was one of the things on the agenda. Are there any, before I move on to the next item, are there any questions or comments? Oh, I'm not quite done. But as we move forward, we'll have, these are things that often are discussed in private, as far as like the request to bring the pipe back to green grass from Sisseton, and you know, those are in giving my sister Martina the floor, and I support her as the clan mother. I don't necessarily, I don't attack other people on social media. That's not a peace way. And, and everybody's dealing with trauma. So I'd like to take a moment, actually, if we could offer prayers for the Looking Horse family, who, just like all of our families, I'm estranged, from my daughters and my brother, who's Henry Kissinger just died. And my brother was his adopted son, as career wise. So, and obviously we don't see eye to eye. So let's take a moment. If everyone would like to, let's offer prayers for healing for our shattered families. And I'm going to pass the feather if there's anyone that you'd like to bring into that prayer. And then we're going to ask the Tankashala we're going to offer all that in need of healing to the Tankashala for healing. So I bring in my own family and all the families, particularly the Looking Horse family. And then I pass to Shonda. If there's anyone and anything you'd like to bring in, and let's give everybody a chance. And particularly too, Karen, Clan Mother Karen, all those beings that are attacking us, they're criminally insane. They need some serious prayer because they need to stop.
Criminally insane. No, I am well. I managed to speak when the need arises. So therefore, I breathe prayer in the moment. And there is one thing that I would like to announce that I would like everyone to hold up energy for. My son is fixing to take over a 6,000-acre farm as the farm manager, and he has never done anything this huge. And I'm so honored that he stepped up to do this. And I would like everybody just to hold him up in higher wisdom that he will be able to pursue this and save this farm. So thank you all much. And I pass the feather to Grandmother Karen.
I think we're unmuted. Just wanted to basically look at doing prayers for not only the people that are under direct siege and what we're seeing, but it's for the wildlife and the creatures, the sacred sites that I'm sitting in front of that they just pelleted all these laser beams to, like about a couple hours ago. We need to look at the wildlife in the water and the creatures, and that they are successful in the taking down of these nefarious, psychopathic basis of operation. As we realize, we have allies within the Star Nations, and that they are successful in the recovery and remedies that need to be done in adherence to the original treaties. And that the children, this is what we're here for, is that we can assist those children and maintain, that semblance of the Creator's children, the clans and the tribes, and bring us all together, and that those that violate these will feel the wrath of the Creator, and those that are sent here to enforce it. We're at war, and that those war chiefs need to be intact with that and adhere to those peacekeeping, sanctions that we have put upon everyone. So
Hi. Karen, a question.
People.
Is there anywhere directly that help needs to be sent? And if so, can you share anything so that if we want to do some direct help, we can?
Well, I'm obviously one of the lead instructors with Ryan Williams and Dr. Debbie Drake for the Genius and Insight Health app. So we're using a lot of that. Having said that, I have people only within half an hour away. This is my 5th rodeo. It's like Fort McMurray. It's like Lytton, it's Hope, it's Scotch Creek, it's everything out here. They're taking out Adams Lake, all the reserves bounds. West Bank was taken out in Kelowna as well. And again, a lot of these are trafficking centers, but what is happening is you're having many hereditaries and innocents around. So we're dealing with it like acute radiation syndrome. So I'm getting everyone on aloe vera, getting the baking soda, getting all the essential oils that you can. One of the girls just showed me her hair. It literally was coming out, 1,000 strands a day. You know, and they have first and second degree burns. So you're going to see cataracts, lots of skin conditions, unstable, like very unstable um, emotions as well. So because
We're
a lot
gonna
of
do a
people,
special
you'll need one.
council,
You guys are going to need one for
so
this.
you can lay all this out and we can give people protocols and it's Robert, if he's still with us. I diverged from you. I also use the Genius and also, oh, what I wanted to mention to you, Karen, and this is sort of on the agenda, but it turns out, you know, I haven't sent you the zapper yet, right?
Correct.
Because you've been moving and everything's been going on. But guess what? The man who makes that, he's that time traveler. He's that John guy.
John
And he has
Titor.
technology he wants to place. I mean, he outed himself to me the other day. We had a very private conversation that I will share with you privately with a lot of important intel. But so
I know who he
and
is.
also I will introduce you to him. We will have a and I will give you his phone number. Okay.
I'd appreciate that.
Very
That's
good. As
where we
far
really need
as
to focus our prayers.
solutions, he does a lot of this. And I will, Shonda, once we're done and we get the link, I'm going to need to send it to the alchemist so that in particular, he'll be able to hear what grandmother Karen is saying. So he'll be able to direct some solutions directly to you. What I'm realizing, Karen, and I apologize to everyone for, you know, making this period here in this meeting, but when you take 2 of his Jesus in a box machines, the
Mhm.
mini med beds, you create a time portal.
Mhm.
You
Okay.
can time travel. Okay.
We'll
So,
look at that.
and yeah, so I only have 1 right now, but I just realized the other day, I was like, oh, wow. If I had 2 of these, I could be bopping around. Anyway, I just, you know, needed to communicate that to grandmother Karen. Thank you. Any other questions or comments to grandmother Karen while she has the feather?
I'm just going to add one more thing here too, is that you need to be strategically aware that you need to be 30 miles away from the epicenter of any tower right now. They're directing 5, 6, 7, and 8G. We can't measure the latter 3 right now, but we sure can feel it and see the effects here. So you need to know where the towers are and you need to be outside the epicenter. So it's not going to be just a 15-minute city. They're going to be right here in our 2 villages here, actually 3 on the lake at Slocan. We have 4 towers between not even 1,000 people, and they're frying everyone here. And it's going to really affect people that have been obviously injected. You'll need to be away from them because they're going to be shedding in your terms, but the contact vaccinosis and the transfection, they will get much more intense. We're seeing the zombie stuff happening already. So this is
Yes.
where you need to be into safe places and know that the pole shift is going on. Plus what happened today with the corneal mass ejections coming in. They're sending us plasma. This is not just having a little light
Yes.
sun simulator right now. So anyway,
Yes.
that's all I wanted to say.
Well,
Really is
grandmother, is some good news is that the alchemist says that, and I'm not sure where he got this date, and I will
Mhm.
have to check, but he says October 13th, 2027 is when the new millennium comes in its fullness, period. That's the cutoff date. He also said, though, comes September, they're going to be throwing the kitchen sink at us. We may be looking at very high winds, all kinds of things. I said to him, let's try and address as much as we can
They're already-
etherically so that, you know, the less disruption on the outer as possible. But, and again, anything else, Karen, and then we'll open to
It's just that for those
questions
people
and
that do
comments.
have that kind of Tesla, I work with like science and herbs, so I'm like the art and science of both. But we actually created some stuff. I started putting water on here with a even just a copper coil, like what you're doing electrical culture. We're creating, if you don't have organite and crystals, to create a vortex, and we created a couple storms here. At least it's kind of scattering it It's so imperative to be wearing things like copper, not wearing things shungite right on, and knowing really simple things and not having piercings and things like that because those waves are coming in and they're just frying everyone. So, if we can't get back to basics, gosh help most people. So, anyway, spasibo. Yeah, you.
And make sure you're using good baking soda. Would you like to give everybody the basic pH balancing recipe? Make sure you're using edible baking soda.
Well, you can't use Arm & Hammer because it's synthetic, right? So it's
And it's
artificially mined.
synthetic.
So you need to know that you can use, let's say, Bob's or something like that. It doesn't work for everyone. We have a lot of people allergic right now because there's been so much stuff with what's been happening. People are going into edema, swelling, and kidney failure. So there's about probably 10% of the population that just can't take it. You need to take alfalfa or something else that's plus 33. Not that I agree with a lot of the zeolite and all this crap that's going out, because I am one of Tony Pantalleresco's 3 times a week at his Petone and Friend and other people now, and you'll see me with Ryan Velli. I'm also with people like Sabrina Wallace in the background and really high-tech stuff. This is biosensor and biofield. So if you can get the pH up to close to 7.5 to 8, so it's almost like the litmus paper when you pee on it. If you want all 7 chakras to work, you better be turning purple on you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Boom, right on there.
All right.
But yeah, take a look at it.
Say that number again that we want.
7.5
7.8.
urine.
7.5.
And it's simply, I'm Dr. Robert Young's, whatever. I'm one of his health things with the live blood cell. But like I said, there's a lot of people taking carbon C60, Sheila sheet, all this stuff we're finding actually is embedding into it, and that's why they're not seeing it on live blood cell. So I'm very hesitant about anything with terahertz or anything like that. Carbon silvers, anything right now could set you right off, especially zeolites like Masterpiece. Okay, we're seeing what's happening. It's hiding and then it comes back like a vengeance. I'm just doing all the stuff looking at, what we're seeing with the replication, what happened with the injections. They're still replicating in people after 2-3 years, even to the ground. There's no such thing as a safe zone right now. So that's all I have to say on the matter.
Just to repeat what you said about Silajat.
Sheila sheet is also, like you'll see with different fulvic acids and stuff, it's very close to a carbon C60 or 70 fullerene, many faceted, and it can act as well like what we call an attractant. So it means when they're in live blood cell and they're saying, oh, this supplement's working, it doesn't. It's not removing all the graphene, and we can't turn off the computer chips, nor let alone what it did with the DNA. What it does is it goes in basically and it hides in the computer chips. So in the nanosensors, it's an attractant. That's why they don't see it. That's why as a nurse, I don't just do, urine and blood and saliva. We don't just do live blood with those things, but we also do ultrasound. So I do radionics. So we can see in some things that they can't, and that's in there. So some of those things are going into attractant, and we've had some people really get sick. I've had people go into, and that's my experience, Robert. So don't use that it's not true. That's my experience directly, and many others therapists. We've had people go into the EES system that is a scalar wave unit or room, and I've had people go blind for a week that we've had to recover. So these things are not for everyone. Depends on your alkalinity, depends on your genetics, and depends who's in the room, and depends around you. And you don't know if you're in a Faraday cage or 5G or 6G or 2.4, or you don't know what's going on. So until you move all those variables in there are a lot of things that are going in, and we're seeing a lot of people get sick very quickly. And so we just need to be more cautious. Like I said, you can't make a blanket statement anymore, ever. I react to something and someone's RH blood factor, me and one of my girlfriends that's O negative and I'm A positive, we react differently. Totally. You got different genetics. So anyway, I just wanted to say that has to be factored in these days.
Sister, if you will, please put some core sites where I may go and focus on getting up to speed with this, please, and put that into the chat, please.
I'm gonna put it just
we're
rumble
gonna
and
have
do a check.
special.
Yeah.
Sieva, please let me. I have the floor, please.
Yes.
Can you put something in the chat, Karen, to where I can get caught up to speed? A website or whatever, because I'm definitely. Sieva, would you like to have the talking stick? I mean, I'm trying to speak with Karen here.
Yes, I
Okay,
will.
well, may I finish since this is
Yes,
my
you may.
council room as well? Okay,
Well,
thank you.
it's also my official
Okay,
Well,
thank you.
it's also my official
Yes,
counsel.
it is, but you called us into this discussion and I'm trying to talk with her and I'm not allowed my space, so please allow me to finish. And
Yes,
Karen as well, I do honor you being here and thank you for coming. And also, I would like to mention that Steve Hargis, that is in the room, is the creator of a vortex water system. You might want to reach out and make sure you guys get connected as well. Thank you, sister. Okay, so you have returned the talking stick.
thank you. Thank you. What I was saying is, we meet here. We also have historically had other meetings outside of the gathering room, and Karen and I will be holding a council to go into great detail, and she will be able to invite other people. The alchemist will not ever publicly speak. Okay, so like when I send you those audios, he won't. I asked him the other day, will you put a mask on, alter your voice? No, he won't. But he has a lot of technology, hundreds of things he wants to place right now, and he's willing to give the White Buffalo Nation some of them. Okay, because he knows how under attack we are economically here, as you know. Okay. Thank you, Shonda. Anyone else have questions or comments? We're still doing the prayer circle. So we're holding all of the animals and everyone and everything that's under attack. We're all under attack. Would anyone like to add their prayers for particular people, for themselves? And then we will offer those up for transmutation to Great Spirit. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. Erica Kay, would you like to have a voice?
I just have a question. Since I work very much with energy and in the energies, the first thing I do and maintain it daily is protection from the elements that bring attacks upon us. And I'm asking for Sister Karen for her wisdom on what I just spoke about.
Can you be a little bit more specific? Like, just give me an example more so.
Well, in the mornings when I do my time in meditation and working with the energies and protection, this is always done outdoors in tune with nature itself, connecting to the trees and all life. And I just ask Great Spirit to keep the protection wrapped around me as I move through life. I should not be alive today, but I am. And I am a communicator with the ancient ones and with source energy.
If I can just address that, that would be nice in an ideal
Thank you.
situation, but in our place, we can't do that. Right now, for what they've been burning with direct energy weapons, if you look at our air quality control, what we've had here for a month, it's actually considered hazardous and deadly to your health if you're outside more than 10 minutes. So I had to take some of the elders that were from the mountains here and some of the different women that we had, like Eloise Charret, that was one of the grandmothers, and she got moved in because some of these people are in oxygen, they can't handle it. They don't have the $30,000 worth of tech I have filtering it out, which doesn't keep up with it. So it's got to be in a place and a time, and we all have to do, I think, the best that we can. But there are things that are within the environment right now that are deadly, poisonous, and toxic. So there are different things, and I don't want to get a lot into it. It's more the Tesla stuff, but we have special air things that we wear around us to keep some of the air cleaning, 'cause we just can't keep up with it. It's too deadly, you know, and it's going to be, in my experience, when I've done medical evacuation out of these areas where they are under attack, and on the tribes and on the reserves and everything else, and in these different nations, that it's going to be what's going to happen the next 2-3 months, because they've put these deadly and some of it is radioactive particles. You know, I have the tech back here to measure. I'm quite well aware of what they're doing. It's something you can't see. So what I have a lot of problems with is some of the local, what do you want to say, elders or whatever, some of the different natives in here, they don't have the background or the understanding. They don't realize they're still talking thunder and lightning, and I'm talking direct energy weapons that is totally weather manipulated. You know, there's nothing we can stop that when they're coming over, you know, at 3 in the morning, and they're running electrical magnetics and black triangles, and you know, it's going in and out of reality. I measure all these kind of things. This is a full arsenal that is basically cloaked. Most of this technology is cloaked. But I totally agree with you. The top thing we can be doing is drumming and singing and oils and herbs and alkalinity. But I don't want to put my feet in here right now because I know what they just put down in the ground. So there are certain things, like I said, we have to exercise. I think that discernment in every area right now. So I literally pulled 70 and 80-year-olds, and they said, "Oh, it's okay. We'll sleep down by, you know, we'll camp. But it's okay. We'll be in the safe zone because we got the alerts and the evacs." And they wanted to sleep at the lake, and I kicked them all out half an hour away because the air quality, they would be, you know, getting sick. I don't need them with lung cancer in like 3 months. So we just have to be a little aware of that, you know. And unfortunately, they're burning our trees from the inside out here. It's not pleasant. They've scorched this area. So this part is what you call British Columbia is totally under scorch right now. You know, we have trees that will never come back. They've lost basically 90% of the trees is being reported right now. So we will have no fruit, no peaches, no, you know, anything right now. So we just have to be careful in our area and protect what we have. I think if that's in there, but if I could add to that, you're exactly right. You know, do as much as you can. Get, you know, the dawn and the dusk and all that. I mean, I'm totally into that. But we're seeing a whole different type of
Yeah,
war. You know what I mean? And I
I
want
would
people
add
saying,
to,
yeah,
sorry, I would add to that to do sun yoga. And I'll tell everybody, I know Uma Sankar may be upset with me, but it is a global technique Babaji asked everyone to have. And so I'm going to tell you how to do it. So, and it doesn't, the preferable time is at Agnihotra time, dawn and dusk, but anytime during the day. What you want to do is, and if you're elder and you need to sit in a chair, you can do it from inside, through your window, through the glass, you can do it. But what you're doing is you're becoming a plant and you are eating sunshine. And basically you make friends with the sun. You want to offer your respect to grandmother earth, to all your relations, to all of the, you know, your friends, your enemies. You know, do a pranam to the ground, touch your forehead to the earth. Then you want to look, raise your eyes to your third eye. And because you never want to look directly at the sun. You raise your eyes to your third eye and look 2 inches above the sun with no expectations. And just sit and hang out. Do your meditation. When you're done, you want to lay down. Well, you want, you know, the hand cupping, you know, this one where you gather your energy and you know, eyes, and you do that 3 times and then sit and, you know, and see what you see. Go for a journey if you can, you know, shoot out through your third eye. But after then you want to lay down on Unchimaka. You want to lay down on your back on the ground and you want to relax yourself from your toes and pull all your energy up to your crown chakra, to the Suhashara chakra. And if you can, then you want to astral project yourself to the sun and go hang out in the sun with sun people. It is a world. It's not hot. I like to go sometimes and sit in the sun water pools and take a hot sauna. Okay. But this, and then if you're able to do that from the sun, or if you're not, ask the sun wherever you have most illness and dis-ease in your body, direct the sunlight while you're laying down into your body. When you're done, bring yourself back into your body, feel yourself back down to your toes, and then give gratitude. Do that, roll to the left, roll to the right. And then what I suggest is Mrs. Mine, roll onto your stomach and give Mother Earth a big hug, because Mother Earth is able to take and transmute all of the disease energy. And that's how one does sun yoga. And the other thing I suggest is, I have training in the Ascended Master teachings. So I always suggest everyone, well, two things. One is, if you can, practice total nonviolence in word, thought, and deed, which includes your diet. Stop eating your brothers and sisters or your relatives. We were designed to eat plant people. For me, out of my tradition, there's some good left in the good book, Genesis chapter 1. You want to get back into the garden, meet the protocol. And what that does is that stops random karma from getting into your body, into your sphere. Basically, you want to put how Glinda floats around in a bubble? You want to keep your energy bubble up. And spend, like me, I can tell, like right now I'm indoors, but more and more I have my bed set up outdoors, because we're under constant attack. They're constantly putting out, oh, kill hurt yourself, because we're at a point in the war. They're at war with us. We're just trying to stay at peace and stay in our bodies and wait for actually be able to do the cleanup. It's just about clearing. So I hope that's helpful. And again, I apologize to Sri Uma Sankar for cutting in on his shtick, but Babaji wants everyone to know how to do this. So. All right, and welcome to Kelly Shears. Did that help at all, Erica?
Yes, and that pretty much is the practice that I do daily.
Good.
So thank you. Yeah, I know intuitively I just backed away and changed my diet. Just knew it was time to do it and had done that. And I eat very little. And I'm not sick. I am perfectly healthy. And
goes for months at a time. That was why I wanted to bring Sun Yoga to Turtle Island. In 2014, I saw Babaji's emergency message to the world. It's still up on YouTube. And White Buffalo Nation reached out to Uma Sankar's people like right away to try and get him here. They don't want him to come to the States and teach. I had to go to Tulum via Cancun to get initiated so he could check my eyeball, because it's dangerous. If you don't do it right, you could hurt yourself. But yes, breatharianism, because he lives for months without, in the snow, in the Himalayas, without food or water. We are designed, we are immortal, we are eternal. We're individual suns ourselves. We're quantum generators. We're not supposed to need sustenance per se, other than the light. And also a reminder, if you don't, that you are connected to your rainbow river of light. So remember, when you do meditation, this, but other people don't, is to know that we emerged from the great central sun. You're still there. We're in council there, even while we're here, right? But see that river of light rushing through your body, washing, like pouring all of the debris, the discomfort, and go out your feet into the earth, to the center core, burning the light core of Unchimaka, and it go up in an 8, it go back. So it rush, throw up eternally. There is a love breath eternal between Unchimaka and the great central sun, that the sun is the gateway for. Okay, that's another thing. And I also, if people need sessions, I do, besides Genius work by donation, I also do Mariel healing, which is in this prayer circle, all of the darkness that we're talking, there's a current of light. It's going up into a balloon that is big enough to, we live in an expanding waterverse. There's always enough room to release that negativity. And then when we're done releasing all the negativity that we're speaking of, I ask the Tankashala to cut that, and it will transmute into golden light and pour back to us and feed us all with pure light. And that's also a technique that you can use individually. I suggest I work with Mother Mary, Archangel Michael, and, because that's my tradition. So, but I'm also, if people need a session, just reach out to me. Most of you are my friends on Facebook, and Grandmother Karen is also available. And Robert, if he feels like, he's, I know Robert has done this in himself as a yogi, as an enlightened one. And I appreciate that and I respect it, because he's doing sun yoga. And he does very good work. But I also appreciate the tools that we have. As a medicine person, as a medicine woman, when I can use a program that I know is a pure intention, and I can take your voice, 15 seconds of your voice and your picture, and I can run a scan, and the doctor on Star Trek, I can treat you like that and send healing frequencies to balance your energy field. I'm going to use it. And I'm not going to apologize for using it, because it's great. So anyway, enough of that. Kelly, welcome to the circle. You haven't come in. This is my third Mary. Are you here, Kelly?
Yes, she's here. So we're back to passing the feather then.
Yes.
Kelly, come on in, sister.
Unmute. Okay, I think I'm unmuted.
Hey,
Yes,
hey.
you are.
Hi. Hi from the Squamish Nation. Do you want me to say something?
I want you to introduce yourself, and we're offering prayers into this bubble of healing right now.
Oh, okay.
And so any prayers that you have for, to offer.
Mine are usually the same. So I'm Kelly, daughter of Beverly, granddaughter of Betty, great-granddaughter of, oh my God, I'm forgetting my great-grandmother's name. Holy shoot, you guys, I'm having a brain freeze.
That's okay.
Oh, grandmother of Jeannie. So, wow, I'm going to think on that one. That maybe there's a message coming from my great grandma for the first time. And it's probably a message of, what are you doing? Because it's like, you better be smarting up. So I think it's because I always say all their last names. So I'm the daughter of my mother, and my father is Robert Chester Shear, and that's where my native ancestry comes from. And I say this now because I realize half of what I hold so sacred, I forget to honor my father. And it's only because of him that I get to make that claim of the heart and the land of being, my ancestors here. But I've been told there's a responsibility that comes with that, and that is building the bridge between all nations. So I was rock and roll lucky to grow up in the east end of Vancouver, in the unceded territories of the Coast Salish people, specifically Tsleil-Waututh, Squamish, trying to say in the right accent, and Musqueam. So East Vancouver is in the Musqueam, but it's all East End is actually this whole shared territory on the coast here, which is really a U-shaped valley, and it's and this is where all the bears and the mama deers and all of them was all bush and swamp. And I've actually was just so lucky. I got to play in that area in the city of Vancouver as it was still marsh. And now it's just totally paved in and it's industrial. So yeah, so a prayer. Well, Creator, Mother Earth, Father Sky, Great Mother and Great Father, all the angels and bodhisattvas of light, love, truth, and beauty, righteousness and peace. I just continue to ask you to watch over me and watch over all life in all the directions. And that in this time right now, we become aware that we really have to look out for our children right now. They are under the utmost absolute attack on their wholeness and their already true identities of who they are. They're coming in with that born identity. And then I guess through this awareness and contemplation, I dream that the balance between the boy and the girl begins. Because the children, they all hold just love and light. So this is all of us. We are only love and light, no matter where we emerge into. And then somehow it gets either free will or nobody was here to receive that new little bundle of light coming in. That can get lost. So I dream that we all find our way. I'm going to get happy here. I was also going to get sad. And just from what I learned from growing up in the East End and the beautiful Northwest Coast, where, I'm telling you, man, this land is so powerful here. It doesn't matter what color you come here in or get here in or whatever, you're going to go eventually West Coast. But right now, there's so many people who landed that it's very hard. It takes about 15 years for each person to get landed here on the West Coast, and so yeah, I just dream for everybody, all the animals, and in this place where I say it's clear that there's massive change going on, and yeah. Anyways, we just remember the love, light, truth, and beauty. Amen.
Hi. I'm going to suggest, Karen, if we're not done letting people bring into the circle their prayer requests. Thank you, Kel. And then let's do a genius session. I can do it. Or you have, is yours ready? Mine, I'm using mine right now. Do you want to, we could do it? What do you think?
I can do a group if you want.
All right. Well, let's
Should I
let
do it for the
everybody.
therapist
All right.
first.
Yes. Does anyone have more prayers to bring in or things that need healing?
Thank you, sister. Sister Lynn, would you like a voice?
Yes, sorry, I keep disappearing and coming back again. Yes, I would like to send a prayer out to everyone in this room and all their families and my own family, which is particularly difficult at this time. I'm challenged by what's going on the earth as well. And I think most people are having the same difficulties and challenges right now. And prayer for the earth, Mother Earth, with all the cleansing and vibrating that it is going through to release the toxins that have built up over time and into our new circle of light that we will be going towards. And also may peace prevail over all the earth. Thank you.
Aye, aye. All right. Shonda, thank you. Anyone else? Please raise your hand so we'll know to acknowledge you. Becky. Are you there? Oh, Eagle Eye's here. Yeah, great.
I'm here.
And Moon's here too. So I'd ask
Sister
you to,
Becky, please come into the spotlight. Thank you, Lynn.
Just want to add my prayers to everyone else's that we live to see that good new day in a good way together. All of us, all four colors, directions, and Mother Earth be at peace at some time. Thank you.
aye, aye. Moon, please come in and introduce yourself and offer what you'd like to see healed.
So are you gonna call, sister, or am I gonna call?
I'm gonna,
Okay, so who did you just call?
Moon.
Oh, Moon. Welcome, Moon. Come on into the circle. Check your mic, brother.
Good morning.
Spin and go up.
There we go. How's everybody today?
We're in prayer. Please introduce yourself and offer that which you want offered up to the Tankashala for healing.
Let me think. Sorry, I'm just very, very hot right now. Even though it's cold. Ancestors and all my relations. Forgive me.
You're fine.
Well, I am the red and white feathered serpent. Bearded serpent today. I haven't shaved. But for all my relations, I hope you the best. I wish you the best. Very trying times. The youngest white brother continues to pull the wool over our eyes. And, you know, this deception about truth and reconciliation, all of those things are just fictions. But I would ask the ancestors that we be strengthened now. We're getting worn down. We're being poisoned. We're being damaged. So we got to get harder. We got to get tougher. And we have to get organized. Still waiting for the clan mothers. Still waiting for reparations for slavery. Still waiting for reparations for torture, for false arrests, and all of those things. So it doesn't matter what you tell them. So if that's the case, then it's going to have to come down to giving them orders. If they can't follow the orders, get the hell off our land. So ancestors today, my mom especially, who's joined them, I need some strength. I can't continue to exist in poverty. I can't continue to exist in hunger. These corporate bastards, they're starving me. They're punishing me for being the one my mother chose. And it's my whole damn life. So, end of the day, ancestors, Mom, I don't know what else to do. I've done everything. I followed the dreams. I'm too damn white, but I'm the right one. So the rest of you got to figure it out. You're either prejudiced towards me or you just don't trust me because you believe the Bible fiction. You believe the Bible fiction, we got a problem. Because that means you're willfully ignorant to what's real. I'm real. See? Right here. See? Knock on wood. So at the end of the day, I'm tired of waiting. Tired of going hungry. Tired of being disappointed by my own people. My own Mohawk relations. We know we're not Mohawks. We're the ancient ones. Those three brothers. First one's white. Oh, no, he ain't. First one's black. Second one's red. The third one's white to rule them all. That's how it goes. I'm waiting. I'm tired of waiting. In the meantime, you could look up the little book of, oh, now I went and forgot it. My brain just went blank. I can't think of it. Anyway, forgive me.
Moon, you can type it into the chat when you remember. Okay?
I wouldn't know how to do that. I don't even see a chat button or anything, so.
All right.
Or
Raise your hand when you remember or you know.
yeah. Okay, I think it's called The Little Book of Michael. Do your research. My family was removed in 1775 from Ohio, from the palace. And we've been prisoners ever since. So I would like some relief.
Hi.
Because this is getting hard. The only man who's helped me is Eagle Eye. And now lately, Sipico. She helped me too. At the end of the day, I need help. I'm damaged. I need a scribe, and I need someone competent in the fiction to steer this ship better. Because that's all this is. It's business. It's bad man business. I don't want this business. So at the end of the day, I need someone to be a scribe, to correct these errors, make them accountable, and bring the women together.
Well, I think that's what we're doing.
I hope so.
Welcome to council.
Yeah. If Kay Lucy's there, I need to speak to that provost marshal, the former provost marshal, because it would be an enlightening conversation towards the correction of the bad persons who've harmed me and everyone's interests. So there it is. Okay. So in conclusion, as above, so below. And we are just, sorry, I've been going without cigarettes, so I'm a little bit crazy right now.
You don't even have tobacco? I've been smoking.
No.
We're running low too. I've been smoking tobacco a corn cob bike, man, and going through butts. I got my butt. I'm the
already
same.
Already went through the butts. I'm a pain in the butt.
Okay. Well, and they're making it so hard to send things between Canada and the States. Okay.
Yes, I found that out. Yeah.
So, thank you, Grandfather Moon. We will also be doing some more private conversations that we'll be converting, and we have a lot of work to do. Eagle Eye, please introduce yourself and offer your prayers. You're fine. You don't have to mute. I don't need to mute you.
Oh.
You're fine. And by the way, you look really healthy. You look nice. Your hair looks great. You look very handsome.
That's a skunk juice.
You look very handsome.
That's a skunk juice. I've been taking skunk juice.
Oh, good. I hear my Shoshone relatives swear by skunk.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've got Lyme's disease, so yeah, it helps. It's taken away about 85% of my tinnitus. But I haven't finished treatment, so I'm trying to do that. But anyway, hi, Tim. How you doing, man? Is he there?
I'm doing good.
Oh, no, don't even get to see your aging face, eh?
No.
Oh, Fine, I'll turn my camera off.
You can be on
It's
camera for
good to hear
both
you,
of
my
you.
friend.
Okay, so now be silent. You, Moon.
Yes,
You be let Eagle speak.
He is. Nyakihu Miskizik, nephew, son of Beverly Victoria, grandson of oh, now I'm forgetting. Florence May, of the Eagle clan I was adopted into by the Shishipsipi Anishinaabe, Duck River Bay Indians. And my prayers for healing is for all of us, for the grandmother, all of our relations. Very short, very sweet.
Hi. Is that everyone? Or is anyone have prayers who hasn't brought them in yet? Steve, did you bring your prayers in?
Not yet. Be glad to. Uh, need prayers for the earth and the water, and we are plants, and just to bless all of us that are fighting the good fight and trying to do what's right and help the powers that are trying to influence us for the good, and please give us strength and wisdom to combat the evilness that is oppressing all of us, and for us just to open our minds and our hearts to be patient with one another and to learn from each other, um, be respectful of all peoples and animals and plants, and to just keep trudging forward, doing the best we can, and let's just help each other to gain a foothold and to be able to help the good spirits, our and we thank our relatives and our ancestors for all that they sacrificed and have gotten us to this point. And thank you for letting us understand, and please keep opening our minds and our third eyes so that we can completely understand and help bring this change about, and help us explain to the non-believers and the non-seers exactly what's happening and what we can do and how they can be a part of this effort. And just thank you for all of our blessings, and please bless this group. And I do appreciate all of y'all, and thank you for letting me be part of this.
Hi. Thank you. So just to add to what Brother Steve has said, to the mending of the hoop and the healing of the earth, to the restoration of heaven on Mother Earth now, honoring the highest truths of all paths, short of human and animal sacrifice. So be it now. I ask the Tankashila to take all that which is dark and negative that we have spoken of, cut it free from all of us, purify it and return it to us in perfect balance. And I want to acknowledge the invisible beings who are a part of our circle, including Chief Phil, who is with the blessed monks in Thailand right now in prayer. I saw him this morning. I heard him in meditation. We are all one in the infinite Son. And I would ask Grandmother Karen, let's start this session, please. And there are things on the agenda that we probably won't get to today of very great importance. I will put, when I get the link and I put this meeting up on YouTube, I will also put the link to the conversation that Sava Mary and I had. We have, as we move forward in our sovereignty, we have the ability to offer documents, sovereign documents that you will be able to carry. And he's been using them for 35 years. So that's something positive. I also have on the agenda a message of unity from Chief Geronimo that I would play, but this meeting is very much dedicated to this healing work. And so I will have another meeting to that regard because I have a recording to play with Chief Geronimo, but he's obviously not able to be here right now. So we are going to dedicate our remaining time to this healing work. So I give the feather back to my sister, who is one of my 12 permanent council members, because she, like me, represents the Star Nations clan mothers as well as earthly clan mothers. So I, as Siava Vesta, a daughter of Great Spirit, welcome and turn over the healing portion of this council to my sister.
Thank you. I'm just going to basically get everyone's voice. We're going to go a little Star Trek, so just bear with me for a second here. You're going to see some changes on the screen, hopefully. What I'm going to do is just for 15 seconds, and you can participate it or not participate, whatever your level of comfort is. And so what I'm going to do is, as a group, it's kind of like doing a group aura scan, or look at what we call the biofield. So if you want to unmic everyone for just a few seconds, we're going to get everyone just to say those sacred vowels, A, E, I, O, U. And sometimes I like to go Hugh now. A, E, I, O, U, Hugh. We're just going to do that for 15 seconds. So just unmic, and I'm just going to get us all putting our voices together as a gathering. Just 3, 2, 1, go.
A E
I O
I O
A
U
E
Q.
I O
I
U.
I
A
O
E I O
U
U.
I
You.
Q.
A E
A
I
E
O
I
U.
O
You.
U
I
Q. A
You're
E
seeing
I
perfect.
O
E
U.
Right,
I
so we'll have you guys all mute again.
A-E-I-O-U.
So we'll get you just to mute again for a sec.
A-E-I-O-U.
Yeah. So what we're doing is we're taking the voices. It's like muscle testing. It's just an advanced form of muscle test and kinesiology. That's all. And what we're going to do is then I'm going to use the group picture. So if you want to, you can just say behind what it is. So I already kind of grabbed one here. And we're going to use it that way. And so we're going to do an aura, and then I'm going to play with it, and then we can talk and come back. So I'll be doing the healing while you guys are actually talking.
hi.
So that's going to be the simplest thing. So take a second to get the aura scan here. For those people that are not aware of what this is, Rifer Radionics is using sound therapy, so no different than the drum or when I use tuning forks, or you're using your voice, chanting, singing, whatever. It's the idea of using ultrasound. We get rid of kidney stones. If you want to look up Rife, you certainly can, but it's the same thing as the opera singers that use the high pitches and literally can shatter glass. So we can go for viruses, bacteria, things like that, negative energies, whatever you want to say, but we're using the sounds that are going to be outside your hearing range. So we're using up to about 20,000 plus hertz. You lose your hearing at about 8. So it's going to be extremely low and extremely high. So I'm just going to actually get an aura, and then I'm going to go play, and then you guys can talk, and I'll come back. And then I'll show you what we find.
I have mine, like it's Karen saying, I have mine playing in the background. I'm actually treating myself. I treat other people. And
Yeah.
it's delivered radionically. So yeah, look, we've
what-
got we've got quite a lot of, not a lot of color there, do we?
Yeah, and what will happen is that the intense, the core, some of the people physically, but what is your biofield or the auric field? We're kind of like Russian little dolls or eggs. And what happens, that's why they want everyone 6 feet apart, right? So you couldn't pass on the light codes. What happens is it's graying out. We see a lot of that with the radiation, the 5G, the 6G, the chemtrails, and people shedding. Or in cases, let's say like Moon, where you have Morgellon and Lyme, we have specific things that can be helpful for that as well. You know, I'm using more stuff like zappers now and things like that, but a different type of Tony Pantalleresco, because you can make some of these things worse. But just to give you an idea, if I wanted to go look at, let's say, what herbs people want, it will actually tell us, well, we should start looking at making herbs with milk thistle and cat's claw and aloe vera. Heavy duty things right now, dandelion. So I have things like bear root and, you know, skunk's juice, all sorts of things in here. But it will tell me
You
individually
can
what.
see, just to see the difference in auras. This is my aura from my current session that has been running. See how there's all kinds of colors. See how grayed out our aura is. It's good because we're going to purify a lot of things.
Yeah, this will happen.
But
You'll see the different
you
people
guys,
here. You'll
we have
actually,
almost no color in our auras.
yeah, you can see where people start getting black and brown right now because of what's happening in the environment right now. So, I mean,
Yeah.
this was us. Like, we can do all the drumming and all the fun stuff that we want out there, but we're still being hit in the same environment here. So we can do it for the water and all sorts of things. So that's actually basically what it is. So, you know, when they're playing with their things up there, like the energy weapons, I use it downstairs here to scramble it. So this is what I'm actually facing. That's what's right across my mountain. I'm looking at that out my front door, by the way.
Was
So
horribly beautiful.
it was. Definitely was. But anyway, so that's a little of what I do. I'm one of the developers as well. So I look after things like radiation, venoms, snake venoms, and all sorts of stuff. And especially for First Nations recovery. So a lot of the things, just to show you, most people have never seen the amount of things that we can actually test for. So for example, if someone literally had some sort of a virus or retrovirus that they're putting over our heads, these are the kind of things that you could be carrying and not be asymptomatic for. So that's really what I'm looking for right now. Or as people think, bad energy, you know. So I'm going to play with this in the background. I'll be doing traditional Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, Eastern medicine, and combining the herbs and the oils that we actually bring from this area. So in the Sinaiac territory, I might bring that juniper. I might bring that different herb, that oil, the essence, and I have the spring water that I've gathered waters all over to reprint them, basically. So I'm taking that off right now. I'm going to play and let you guys do what you need to do, and I'll do what I need to do here for a bit. So that's the basics. That's very high tech. And this is the kind of technology that they're using against you guys. So unless you know how they're coming with these kind of directed energy, you know, Star Trek things, there's no way to kind of scramble it or neutralize it and harmonize it. So we're using the same thing, but basically for our purposes, this goes way back before the pyramids. This is not new. This is original Bear Clan and Octurian and Tartarian pre-mud flood type of technology. And that's all I have to say.
Oh, and I needed to announce and make this invitation. Karen, I don't know if you got my message, but we're calling it a gathering for next year, this time. Here. All right? And your keynote, and you're gonna help me invite everyone, and we'll start putting that together. All right? And
can
I've already
assist
got,
you.
we'll have the lodges put in, and anyway, and we'll sell tickets in advance, so everyone's per diem and travel expenses will be covered. All right?
Well, just to let you know, because of what I have been doing, you know, with none of their plates, and I'm totally off that way, their system, you know, so they're probably, well, we'll see. I could try the
We're
border
gonna
thing.
have our new IDs. All
I'm not
right?
gonna use his. I've looked at that. I'm not prepared to participate in it, and that's
That's
myself.
okay. I'm the guinea pig. We have others, but I'm gonna go that way. He's used
Yeah.
it for 35 years. He's traveling back and forth to Panama. It's been recognized by the UN down in Panama. Did you get a
I'm,
chance to listen to his presentation?
I did. I'm not contracting to the UN. Most of those things are being bankrupt right now. The UN, BlackRock,
I
West.
understand.
Not going there.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But we'll find a way to get you here.
Well, again, the private is still part of their Illuminati setup, so I'm just not going to contract at that level. So, and
All
that's
right.
me. I listened. Okay. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you. So are you dropping things in the tray now?
I am. Well, do you want me to show that? I can.
You could, so people know what you're doing.
Okay, just hold on. You'll come back into here. For those people, I mean, that haven't had a demo, I usually will demo people for free, so I have no problem doing that. I'll just, I can interface with Zoom here. We have basically a little tray. It's my medicine chest. That's my medicine bundle.
I'm treating myself right now.
Right
I
on
don't
the
know if
computer.
anybody can see mine, but
Yeah. So let's say I want to look at basically the venoms that they've been putting onto people here. Any of the different things, you know, bee venoms or snake venoms or whatever they're doing, we can look at what it's doing to the blood. And so I might need to look at something because people, especially, it's attaching. If you follow people like Dr. Young and Dr. Jane Ruby and what all is going on, is that it's even for 2-3 years, it's replicating in the semen, it's being transferred. We are finding probably about 95% of the pure bloods are now quite like already infected to the point that they're gonna start coming down with, you know, turbo cancers and stuff like that. So it's really important to have, you know, live blood cell or doing things like say like this. So if I wanted to look at something, let's say like different things like Lyme and Morgellon, with these kind of different prions and stuff like that, we can go and see what's in here. And for example, let's say in a case, Moon, when you talked about doing Lyme, what I did is I actually took on our remedy plates, I took the actual ticks because they were injected with all those infections like the vaccine, put them on here, and we basically reversed engineered them. So we can do it from a distance, or we can hook people up if they don't have any biochips and stuff in them or different things along that line. So we have a little tray down here, and let's say I want to look at different flower essences. I can actually take all these things and basically it's called drop and drag. So I'm going to actually put them into here and then basically literally just push the button, the frequency of it. Now the thing that happens with Zoom, because it's now started it, is they're starting to cancel out. So you were doing your bowl there, we couldn't really hear it because right now Zoom will cancel out anything behind it. So basically I'm just going to hit play and these sounds will be playing and being given to everyone and it will be on the recording. So anyone that actually listens to this, they could put their water, it's designed to be used for headphones or earbuds. And then we have special neodymium magnets and all sorts of Tesla kind of things you can hook yourself up to. You know, anti-radiation, anti-cancer, and that type of thing. So that's actually called a Genus biofeedback. And these apps basically can be put on an iPad, So there's your Rife app. There's one for water. So they run from $50 up to a couple thousand, depending on what it is.
Karen, I'm gonna put, because you're my sponsor, so if I get affiliates, it goes through you. So when we put links in, I'm gonna put mine so that it helps White Buffalo Nation and you.
Well, it goes to you. It goes under your
Yeah,
number.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, not mine. So those are the things in there. So if you want to do that, that's fine. If other people don't, but that's basically how simple it is. You're turning your phone basically into a different radio station array, trying to scramble their stuff. That's what we're doing. You know, so, and it's the highest form of probably sound therapy there is. So we took tuning forks, we took all their vials, we took all their things. So you're listening to it at a different signature, you know.
And
So
what's really nice is, because I load mine up, Karen, I basically put the whole kitchen sink in with mine. I figure if it shows up in your auric field and it's out of balance, why not just balance it all? It showed up, do it.
yeah.
But what I like for everyone who's with us is, say you need a particular flower essence. Well, it could be very expensive to go out and get this vitamin, this food, that food, and you're getting it for, you're getting it,
Yeah.
you know, from, you're getting the frequency. And so when we post this, I will put the link up for, you know, and then we'll be able, you can get 2 weeks of the program for free. For the Mending the Hoop Healing Oasis, it's one of our primary tools because I can help people here and also at a distance. And we also use the Alchemist. We have mini med beds. And so Karen and I both, you know, basically it's $1,000 to own the program, and then you own it forever. And like us, you can help other people and yourself.
Well, the
So
really
are there,
simple ones that, like the Rife ones, are only 150, and I mean, I think those work just as well as some of the other ones. Just you can't go to the intensity that. Actually, I'll just put them in here, but I'm going to put a manual so if people want to read it, they can. Let's see here.
if anyone has questions or comments, please raise your hand. Let us know if you're feeling any difference. And then one of the interesting things is, once, Karen, are you running it yet, or are you still dropping things in the tray?
No, it's going back here. It'll go here for the whole session. It's just very quiet in the background. And
All
I
right.
usually just do
And then we'll
one-on-ones.
take a look at the group aura again.
Yeah, we're going to run that and see if I can intensify and strengthen up. Because right now, as it shows even as a group, like when you think of terms of neurolinguistic, because we're using our own voices, you're the commander. Okay, I'm not doing muscle testing. I'm not throwing cards. I'm not guessing stuff. There's none of that in between. It's the client healing themselves. And that's the difference when we use biofeedback. It's also not going up to the cloud. It's also not being biohacked. Okay, so we have a secure thing that I can run out camping that I use when I'm out, let's say, right now, camping, right? So I can run it off the grid.
Are you?
Yeah, with the little solar panel
You
and stuff
still
too.
camping?
I am perpetually camping out here.
Do you have a mailing? Is there a place where I can send you the Alchemist, the Zapper?
I'll get you the general delivery and I'll give it
Do
to
you
one of the
have your
girls here.
mailing address?
I'll send it to you.
All right. Later, send me the address and we'll get that moving to you.
Yeah. So mine more is about consulting. This is only one part of it, but this allows that I haven't, you know, as a nurse, I haven't had to use a health card or any social insurance or driver's license or anything, but this is part of the medical part. And this is actually what I'm doing. So it's actually running through you whether you realize it or not. You know, and like I say, I can test people, not have to do it. So we're re-energizing, whether it's water crystals, the group, ourselves, dogs. We used a lot of it. Let's say on the fires and different things like that to help with the people. And like I said, it saves people thousands and thousands of dollars for not having to use supplements, especially these days for all the spike and everything else we have to deal with, which is ridiculous. But at least it will identify. And I've used it for many people, and let's say when I give them a report and show them that these are the 3-4 things that you need, they've gone out and they've gotten those couple herbs or oils, and their conditions sometimes have been chronic, have been gone. But like I said, it takes the first layer of the onion off. And I'll just leave these in. These are your links if you want to look at it for later. I think that's about it. But yeah, it's just going to play in the background, so you guys can talk about anything else. It's doing its stuff behind the scenes, really. That's the whole thing. And
All
then
right.
yeah, it shows up like Lyme's is one of the first things in the first 10 things. So a lot of people have been bitten by mosquitoes, ticks, whatever. It's been weaponized for ages. Anything and stuff like that. So it's doing a lot of blood cleansing, it looks like is what it's wanting to do right now. And a lot of eye stuff. You know, stuff to do with the brain and getting enzymes and stuff like that. So I'm just going to let it play quietly. There's no way, you know, also that we can kind of overdo it or you can herx it or something. It will shut off. So I don't know if anyone has any questions. I'm more about the herbs and the oils, but if you don't have this, and this allows me to keep my clients out of the hospital. This is the same thing that you'll hear people like Sabrina Wallace talking about with these biosensors that they have implanted into people, not just etherically but physically, and has been in many different generations that these, you know, little biosensors or chips are in there, and they can read everyone from the satellite. That's all we're doing. We're not doing anything different than they are, really. You know, it's been going on for thousands of years. Just people are becoming more aware of it. And I think Sabrina's probably got one of the best teachings on what's going on with this 6G stuff that they're using synthetically. So, like I said, it's not what people think it is, right? So, I don't know if anyone has any other questions. If you have anything, like I do herbology, aromatherapy, colon hydrotherapy, peri-steam hydrotherapy, plus teach and help develop some of this technology here. My colleague is
And
Dr.
Karen
Debbie
is one of the main medical directors of our Mending the Hoop Healing Oases. And she's my mentor. And I'm really grateful. You know, thanks to Karen, I know where the springs are here. I know, you know, and that's, you know, talk about, let's just do it. We still have another half hour. So let's, you know, people ask for more in depth. So let's use that half hour for that. And it's, again, when you have questions, please raise your hand. We're paying attention to that. So, Karen?
Okay, I'm gonna do something.
On the spot.
As weird as it is, I spend lots of time on Facebook, so I don't know. I have like 7 Facebooks. I only took 2 down, so still got some stuff to run with. What I'm gonna do is just show you some really interesting stuff because a lot of people have never ever seen any of what I've been talking about. I always think it's so far out there, but until you've seen it. But I have thousands of hours out there. So if you actually Google me, you'll find something. This is one of my primary ones that I use, but if I'm going to go to the photos and I'm going to go to the albums in here, you'll see some of the documents that I used as a clan mother at the very bottom here when we're doing proclamations and doing the, I deal primarily, you had mentioned Moon about Provost Marshal, I deal a little higher. I deal with people in what's called the international forces or allied forces. So into that type of thing when we wanted to get Queen Elizabeth arrested for crimes against humanity for what she did with the children here, killing the residential children or anything else. So those are some of the proclamations in there. And again, going back to coats of arms, heralds, how you trace your mtDNA, things like CERN, Kachina, some of the things in here. But what I'm going to go into really quickly, and this is we got genius stuff in here, pH, radiation, which everyone's dealing with, rare minerals most people have never heard of. But I'm just going to quickly do this because if you've got 5 minutes, I'll go through it. There are a lot of things people are doing sweat lodges. I totally discourage people from doing that right now because there are people that are infected and they're infecting everyone else here right now. So these are actually different ways that you can make your own steam or sweat lodge at home. And this is called a yoni steam or a vaginal steam. It's for men and for women, or a lingam steam. Okay, so there's like many different options in here on how to use that. And until people start recognizing that this is bioweapons and what we're actually being faced with, they're going to be infected and actually inadvertently co-infecting everyone else. So as a nurse, this is one of the ones I do for men. You can see when I kind of put the flap back so their little wick doesn't dip too much. And in here we are putting in herbs, oils, teas, salts, whatever you want. So it's an upgrade basically from an enema. And these are very well done. There isn't one clan or tribe on the face of this planet that you don't go back and do the history on or herstory on, and you'll see they've been doing it forever. These are funny things down the States called the sweet spot, which I think is hilarious. So we might call it a banjo. In Asian, they call it a chai yoke. But they're basically just incredible steam. So for smudging, this is a great way to smudge. So there's one thing to burn things. It's a different thing to use it as a hydrosol. Another thing to do it as an essential oil. And there are a lot of people right now with the breathing problems. The last thing I ever want to do is start smudging them with burning something. So we will use these other methodologies. So you can put all the different sacred medicines you want into them. And don't think that the doctors aren't doing them, because they do. These are $4,000 steam chairs that you can get on that. It's used for cancer. It's used for cramping. It's used for fungus, bacteria, parasites, white blood cells to stimulate. It's used for chakras, self-esteem, and it's the number one thing I use for cancer, and also what you call for reproduction. It was done for the tribes. It was done after you had a child. It was done as your bridal shower. And after you had a baby, when you came into the mother's circles, you had to sit and steam with your girlfriends and the rest of the people in the lodge before they did that. So it was really huge. Now the only pathetic thing they ever use it in is maybe if you had an episiotomy, maybe if you're lucky to get a warm sitz bath in the hospital, because they don't know what they're doing anymore. But these are one of the things here too that have been extremely effective for cutting cords, sexual abuse, and ritual abuse. Okay, so they're actually steamers you can get. And these are what I use a lot with women, especially now because of all the reproductive targeting with us and our children. You can make herb tampons. Most people have never seen them. And these are basically, you can get different herbs. They're tightly packed up and they're put in the vagina or in the rectum. And this is the kind of toxins that start coming out. It's absolutely incredible.
Or
And
if
you can
you're a
basically,
poor person like me, you can take a bowl of this size and put this on your toilet.
yeah, that's the enema. That's your sitz bath. So all these things, the toxins that we're seeing with the biofilm through the chemtrails, everything else, biowarfare, biofilm, especially with limes and stuff like that, you will see this coming into everyone. They're all getting parketing, and basically the bugs eat your food and you get nothing. And that's why everyone's blood pressure is going on. And every area is connected to a chakra. So every one of these little dots there, that connects to an acupuncture point. So until people kind of know that, and like I said, there are books in there, it connects into that. We have 4 schools on teaching this. This is not new. So there's herb, there's oils, there's things I use for sexual abuse and ritual abuse. So we know kind of inner codes that most people don't. They're done at 102 hertz frequency to get into those things for ancestral stuff. So those are just different oils. We're getting a lot of people into salts, whether it's Celtic salt or some sort of salt water every day. You need to have those 97 minerals into your system like a battery. And I actually combine all of these salts: black, Himalayan, Celtic, Atlantic, real salt, whatever you've got, and also Manitou out of our areas out of Saskatoon. Oxy powder for getting these parasites out, because a lot of people, there's 2 of you already, you went to go say who it was, and even people saying the alphabet now are having short-term memory loss massively. And I see it in 20-year-olds, I see it in 22-year-olds, 52-year-olds, and 102. I don't care what age it is. That's the microwave and the
Synapse
radiation.
breakdown. The
Everyone's
synapses
having,
aren't connecting.
everyone's brain glitching. So this is why we're using the things that cross into the blood-brain barrier, which is our trees. Spruce, fir, pine, frankincense, that type of thing. They can be taken on the skin, in water, or in, as you see, I make aromatherapy pills here. Okay?
You
And
do
those are
enema
things.
pills too, Karen? Do you recommend enema pills?
In an enema, what I usually do is make an enema suppository.
Yeah.
So you can make, I make chocolate, like with David Wolf. Him and I make chocolate suppositories and chocolate enemas. So different ways you can do it. But
Hey, let's get David to council sometime. He's definitely invited for next year.
he just by Grand Forks, I think he went to Shambhala, naughty boy down here by Nelson, but he was out by Grand Forks, and him and Todd Standing connected to Gerda Standing with all the,
This is the
off-grid places.
card this is from my cousin David. This is my Christmas card. So this is a special shout out to my pretentious cousin who has the E at the end of his name. I'm just kidding. David, come home. We need you.
Yeah, David states that him and Todd just said they saw a Yeti Sasquatch out by Grand Forks, BC.
Oh, nice.
So education, I was trained with all these guys, so it's physical, mental, emotional. This is the tech stuff that we're using. And again, most people, all these conditions that you see in here are misdiagnosed. They are
Yes.
not true. You don't know the cause of it, and most of this stuff can be dealt with. Probably 90% can still be dealt with naturally.
What
So
about the Morgellons? That's a very, remember, I don't know if you remember that one woman, I won't say her name. Kelly remembers. She used to come to our Life Givers circles. And she's so more, and she just got really angry and kind of paranoid, psycho, and it's the Morgellons.
it's the nanotech, and this is what they've put into every injection as well, right? So now they're going to try their mpox, which is really just the shingles or the skin shedding of the people that have been infected already. So the more radiation, the more you're going to react. That's the bottom line. And what we're seeing is all this stuff like within the cells. We've been doing this for a long time. This is our university. So we have 3, 4 universities we're setting up, and it's all done in quantum medicine. So we're actually higher trained than a medical doctor would be and a nurse right now. And then again, herbs and oils to get people alkaline, to get the toxins out. We're seeing lots of bloating, lots of overweightness because the system's just not removing these toxins. So it's imperative. It's not even about pooping every day. It's getting the toxins out because they glue in. So there are different salts we can use to start getting rid of things. AIDS, Ebola, borax, making salt baths, things like that can be taken
Now,
internally or soaking in the tub for about half an hour 3 times a week.
does borax have to be added to water, or can you add it to anything else you're drinking?
It tastes like crap, so you can put it into pills or you can take it in water. Sometimes I have a mixture. I don't do cocaine or
Yeah,
anything
me
else.
either.
But what I do is I take bioxy, baking soda, borax, and MSM, about a quarter
Oh,
teaspoon of
okay.
each. For those, I put them in some warm water, and you can actually mix it with maple syrup if you want to. So I
Oh,
have
okay.
used these successfully, by the way, in the hospital, and when a few people have had actually doctors write orders for them. I can be very insistent when I need
Can
to.
you type that into the chat, please, so
I'll be
people
putting
who,
this whole album in. The water's got to be cleaned off right now. We cannot get anything out. None of the nanotech, the graphene and stuff out of the water. It's just about damn near impossible. We're
Mhm.
trying to get people into that alkaline point at 7.45, and Dr. Robert Young recommends your urine comes up to close to 8 now.
And the
So,
pH strips are not expensive. You can,
no,
get a whole jar, a thing of them, and check
yeah.
yourself first thing in the morning.
Yep. Now this you got to remember here. You combine an organic lemon with a sticker number 9 or organic lemon juice with a little bit of baking soda, and it's 10
Mhm.
times stronger than chemotherapy. Always
Right.
has been. We also have different things to make up, but I'm going to put these in here. These are master cleansers. Some people add black lemonade. These are the blood typing kits that I teach people because again, this whole thing
Oh, yeah.
about the war, blood types, everything, coat of arms, like he was talking about the ancients, everything else, clans, tribes, everything is based on blood type. You darn well better know yours these days.
Yes.
They're not going to tell it to you.
And
And by
those
the
are
way,
only like $15, the blood
yeah,
type
yeah,
testing things. They're really cool. They just send
it,
it, you prick your finger, and you can tell right away what your
yeah.
blood type is.
Except for these ones, okay? So this is the exception to the rule. These are the rare blood types that they don't want anyone knowing about the hybridization they've been doing with different ET groups and stuff like that. So if you're in Area 51, there's that, there's null, there's D. But these are the hidden ones that they're keeping note
I
frozen
can't
blood
wait
banks.
to introduce you to the alchemist. You
Okay?
guys are gonna, when he answers, it's
Yeah,
like, oh, it's a miracle he answered. He answered
yeah,
yesterday,
yeah.
and I secretly record him, but it's all totally private,
Yeah. The-
so nobody else
These
gets
are
to hear it.
these are secret lineages, and your actual DNA code is probably about 20 letters and numbers. You think social insurance is something, you should see one of these. They're not allowing them out to the public, but this is what they're working on systematically, taking out each one of these different tribes right now. Cree, Ojibwe, different things, Mayans, where that comes, on that. So, like I said, a lot of people are just not even aware of this. How do you go and fight something you don't know about? Most of it is coming through the Wi-Fi. This is dirty, so a normal old thing is an analog there on the right. The left is anything flashing out you. Even if they say it doesn't have a chip, I've measured them all. There's still stuff coming off of it. So we're making sure everyone gets aluminum mesh and getting these at the stores and getting things cleaned up, getting like I said, we can get gallstones out. We don't need to have surgery, things like
Hey,
this.
what about, wait, aluminum?
Alright,
I thought
hey,
aluminum was bad for us.
alright,
No, you
hey,
got to have aluminum certain amounts, but you need aluminum mesh is what's scrambling the 5 signals. The 5-6G and all the smart tech that they're using, the nanotechnology, comes from the satellites into the towers, into every light post. It's now been weaponized. Okay, the scans they can see are just, it's insane. So we're using this kind of technology. Like I said, I don't need to do necessarily an MRI or ultrasound. I can, but I work in conjunction with other people. But wherever you've got a block, let's say if it's at L3, it's into the sexual organs, it could be in the bladder, you could be having incontinence, could be having sorry, menstrual problems. You can also then have the emotion connected to it, being pissed off. For example, liver with your anger. So there are many things that we use for herbs, oils, and we use these different kind of technologies to identify what it is. These are certain things
Steve
that,
Argis is asking, can copper mesh work?
no, we prefer to have the aluminum. I would copper tensor ring it, but what I would suggest is you take a very thin copper wire. I was coming to that. With all of mine, I have a copper wire and I ground it, so I earth stake it again. So you can get a 8 or 9 foot thin piece that you use to wrap. That's like what they use Q-links or use electrical culture. But then you just reground it. So make sure it touches the box and goes into the ground. Excellent
Can you
question.
buy aluminum mesh?
Yes, every health store's got it. They use it for bug screen all the time.
All right.
Yeah. It's just the aluminum tin foil, right? It's like a aluminum tin cloth, like cheesecloth.
My dad used to manufacture aluminum honeycomb, by the way.
Next. This is an example of what we're doing. Someone's aura, again, we're seeing a lot of brown grays, lack of, integrity in there, lack of constitution. It ties into when I do iridology and live blood. So we're using these frequencies basically to go through. Anyone can download it. I'm teaching about using tobacco essential oil, tobacco pure organic into tincture as opposed to using all their patches and more drugs. Ivermectin is chip, people. Like seriously, I've seen this stuff.
Oh,
We
wow.
put them under the microscope. Everything they're feeding into you, you know, including whatever hat color they have, or ass hats, all of them. They're selling you more
I
drugs in
saw
here.
that. I shared that stuff that the alchemist said about how we're breathing in with every breath, all these I mean, they're inundating us. They do
Yeah.
not want any natural biological life on Earth very
No.
shortly. They want
No.
us all to be artificial.
Yeah. And you can
They're,
see Lorraine and I work together. That's one of the other lifeblood. So I actually saved a bunch of them. That's my Okanagan Kelowna crew that we saved a bunch of people. But we come in and we combine it, right? So my blood is still clean. It's not showing biosensors, by the way.
yay.
There's a few of us that are still relatively clean, but again, we've kept ourselves pretty well, knowing what's going on here. And like I said, there's tobacco, even homeopathics. There are tobacco tinctures. This is tobacco essential oil that I'm making. So that's, again, another
But
aura
if
that
you
we
don't
go
mind
to.
my asking, what carrier oil are you using?
In there, in this case, I'll use actually maple syrup because it tastes like crap.
Oh,
But
okay.
for a
Oh,
lot of
very
people trying to,
good.
for a lot of
Wow.
people trying to quit smoking and vaping,
Yeah,
because I don't smoke, I don't even burn this
I
stuff. I
know.
don't actually like
I
it in
know.
my field. But in here, I can actually dip that pure tobacco, and you have to see because they make some with um, the nicotine and some without. So you need some with the nicotine for the receptor sites. It's a great way to quit smoking. Okay, because you can just dip a thing and put it in some maple syrup. It will taste better. So
Okay,
these
good.
are just a few of the things that we're doing. Chlorophyll is amazing. Aloe vera is amazing. Like I said, people are just not sure. I mean, like I said, the energy is getting stuck. You have to know how it affects us physically, mentally, and emotionally. And then
Yes.
dealing with all the auric fields, right? This is not just a little thing anymore. So that's actually how we're measuring the different fields and different dimensions on people. And again, people are forgetting that things transfer. Whether you call it shedding, whether you
Right.
call it pick it up, whether you call it whatever, psychic hooks, call it whatever you want, psychic vampirism. This stuff is very effective. They have hacked the human genome code.
Yes.
Okay, and we have to put this back as best we can intact.
Could you
Okay.
show us how our aura is now? Can
Yep,
you?
in about 2 seconds here.
All right.
One of the things here, I just want to show you, this is the other thing other than litmus paper. This is one step better, by the way. And this is actually called on Amazon. It's about $20 to get 100 sticks. And this is where you can measure not only the pH, but the blood specific gravity, ketones, glucose, sugars, everything. You don't need to go to a doctor, even your nitrites, for how much nitric oxide you can get. This is well worth it. Okay, otherwise, this is the kind of stuff that we're seeing, by the way. This is exactly, by the way, what Tony Pantalesco, who I am on his show usually 2-3 times a week, we are seeing in the nanotechnology from the people in their blood here.
And what are
Okay,
those strips called on Amazon, Karen?
they are called the urinalysis strips.
Urinalysis strips?
Yeah,
Okay.
and you can also get the pH paper. Here is an example of using the copper and using the electrical culture and all sorts of stuff. Getting back to your foods, like I said, everyone is just about spiked right now.
Right.
So that is what I wanted to show you, and then I'm just going to see what the oil looks like in a sec here. But that's a really quick why I put things on for people, because you need to know this stuff. That's what you need to know to survive right now and thrive.
Well,
Because
and that's one of we are Save and Sustain Life on Planet Earth, Earth Aid Now, and
and in the
Karen's
right
been
place.
part of that mission for, we started that publicly 7 years ago.
And
So,
be in the right place. It's not just a matter of knowing this. I've got 5. They put a tower one house away. I have to move. I'm burning. My contacts, you take them out, every week or whatever, if you've got long term, whatever, right? They glued onto my eyes. I had to soak them off for 2 minutes each. That was the melting from the microwave. So again, people are not picking up what's really going on in the environment. The minute I saw that, that's what
well,
happened.
we're all raised to think the government is our friends. We go to public school, to residential, the equivalent of residential school from the time we're 5 years old, and now they have the babies with the mothers working from
Yeah.
the 6 weeks after they're born.
Right.
They just don't kill them as quickly, but they definitely suck them for adrenochrome energetically. They're sucking all of us.
Yeah, and that's what it is. We're the life force batteries, and that's why I did a great couple shows with Ryan Velli, and I've been his actually secretary unpaid for about 2 months. I'm the one that's getting him onto the shows because I think that kind of information needs to go out. And there are some people, we all have a different set of people that we resonate with, but he's got the credentials in there, and we just built back our entire energetic field right now. So that's actually what it looks like, guys. So that's what our group is actually totally kind of we put and mend. So it's mending the hoop is like mending the fences right now. You
Yes.
know what I mean? We
You
put
want
some
to
of
let
that.
everybody hear the sound for a minute?
Yeah, I'll come off
Sound
and you
like
have to.
together feeling?
Yeah, I'll crank it up here for a minute. Can you hear that?
Yeah, it's very pretty.
Okay, that's what it sounds like in the background here. So whether you hear it or not, we can also send it to you. We can make like records and recordings and MP3s and 4s and all sorts of stuff we can do
People
for
see
clients.
how there's more violet and color in there now.
Yeah, there's some integrity now. And it really is. I feel like playing guacamole, like with a bunch of like gophers, right? As they are microwaving us. If I don't do this every couple days, my field is starting to erode. I mean, I can pray all I want, meditate all I want. I firewalk.
Yes.
But, they got a bullet, it's going to hit. So,
Well,
like,
I'll tell you what. The alchemist told me he was somewhere. He was in public, okay, and he was
yeah.
sitting at a table, and they
Hmm.
sent a frequency to give him a heart attack. He leaned back. The guy in the direct field dropped dead of a heart attack.
Yep.
But he's that traveler, that John guy. I don't know if I
I know
sent
who
it.
he
You
is.
know who I'm talking about.
I know exactly who it is.
That's who he is.
Yeah.
And he
I deal
likes
with lots
us.
of time
He
travelers.
likes us.
They usually do. I deal with some quite
And when
routinely.
he finally out, he sent me, we talked, and then, and I sent him the information because he's like friends. He was friends of like Russell J. Gould. Okay. And
Yeah.
he's trying to be helpful, being from the future and all. Anyway, so he sent it to me, and I was like, oh, I get it. So he finally admitted who he is to me. That was so super cool.
Yeah.
I feel so special.
Yeah. Like I said,
Okay.
there's a lot of stuff in there, and I am dealing like from in here, like just to let you like what I'm going to do. I was just approached by the people because they've done this thing since 1964, and I'm digging out who's on every committee here from the U.S. Army Corps Engineers. We've got BC Hydro. We've got, I called up actually the Columbia Basin thing, and they kind of like sent me off into the black hole, but they are going to be meeting, and that's all of the water, you guys. They want to deal with all the water and create it and abscond it again. Now,
Right.
they did it from 1964, but they did it from 2014, and they called it a treaty. And so this time it won't be Karen calling up, it's going to be Clan Mother. And I
Beautiful.
want some information, so I want it done. So, you know, we did send this all to them in 2013. I am dealing with the people that are USSF Space Force.
Right.
Most of my guys are galactics that are based talking to people like at Patrick Air Force Base. So I
Right.
don't deal with Canadian and American courts and provost marshals and sheriffs. Not my
So,
thing anymore.
Clan Mother, it looks to me like we have 13 minutes left.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you to um and anything that spirit tells you that you need to communicate. And then I'm going to let us pass the feather and let everyone have, let's see, we have how many people in here? We have 9 people. Very nice, including you and me. And I'm going to give everybody 1 or 2 minutes to offer final words. And then I'm going to ask Karen to do the final close. Okay? Does that sound workable?
I'm just watching a wasp just came in. Probably
All right.
weaponized. So I'm going to go deal with that for a minute. I'll be right back.
All right. Shonda, are you here? Okay, I'll just go. Eagle Eye, anything you'd like to offer into the circle, final prayers, um, things for next council? If not, that's okay. Steve, any words? Okay. Lynn, any words?
Yes, I'll try before I get kicked out again. Yes, thank you. I could hear things from you every so often, but the thing I was feeling I needed to say was that everybody, it's so important for us to rest as much as we can going forward, even sleeping more, because the energy of the world is really challenging everybody at the moment, and there's so many people that are really tired and they don't understand why. So that's my prayer for the planet as well. Thank you.
Hi. Grandmother Becky.
Oh, thank you, Miigwech. I would just like to express my gratitude for the teaching here tonight. And I would like to request a session or scan and some work done on myself. I know that my kidneys are very stressed. I'm coming off of being a diabetic, and my spiritual growth is accelerating right now. So I would appreciate any help, and thank you for all the prayers. So, Chimiigwech.
Chimiigwech. Kelly.
Just peace and good dreams to everyone here and for all of life.
Hi. Christine.
Hi. I am getting sidetracked because I'm having to go home because I was babysitting. So are we just closing?
Yeah, we're just offering final words. So just wanted
And
to
in
get
closing, I'm really grateful to have the energy received from the genius. I love those machines and devices and know that the capabilities they have and the broad scan. So I really feel honored to be able to participate in that today in that way. And really just want to say that just really hope that we can all find a way to empower ourselves and be responsible for our own energy and help clear it And some of the techniques I've learned have really been about clearing the interference fields, activating our own inner light. With that light is the frequency, getting coherence, keeping the bubble up, and sealing it. And I do that as often as I can, and I do it consciously. And I use tools. I use stones, the stone people for that, and organite and everything to keep around me. But I'm glad that it came up in conversation because I think a lot of us are very sensitive and we feel all this stuff, and it feels like it's soul sucking at this point. And I just feel so bad that I feel like going outside is killing me, and it shouldn't be like that. So I don't know. I'm still working through it all, and I have my good days and bad, but I think this was a good group and kind of focusing on just doing that for ourselves, because as we do that for ourselves, we do it for the earth.
Hi. This is Siava Vesta, Layla Mariama, Lisa Wolf for the Mending the Hoop Council, which is the official council of the White Buffalo, Rainbow White Buffalo, and Rainbow Buffalo Nations, which works with Star Nations to bring heaven on Mother Earth now, honoring the highest truths of all paths, short of human and animal sacrifice. It's been wonderful to be with you, and I'm going to ask our 13th Galactic Clan Mother, Karen McDonald, if she will do the closing, please.
Thank you. Look at everyone just to actually rub their hands too. I want to do something a little different today. And I want to get some breath going with all of us, just like we're pumping up and down here. If we can do that about 20, 30 times and bring in that energy. This time I'd like to thank the Creator. I'd like to thank everything that we are here for at this time. We thank you for the gifts that we have, the virtues we've been shown, and the mission that we need to do. We want to thank those people in attendance today and touch not only them, but all the people that they and their loved ones have around them, and the circle and the sphere of influence that they have, for the grounding and the earthing that they're doing for their protectors, but being the actual guardians, being themselves the guards, and guarding the sacredness that we have from within. And once we can do that, we will let that again emanate from each one of us. At this time, we look for a protection and the reconnection back to our star nations and those in the cosmos, in those in the different spheres, realms, principalities, all of those that have come here to help us at this time. And we thank you for the ability to be able to be here, to do the cleansing, to do the purging, to do the purification. We thank you for the restoration also of those sacred teachings that have come back to us, those things that we guard, not only orally, but putting them into the people to help around us, that each one of us can be that example. And in through that, we will walk, and walk in a positive and a benevolent way. Heya heya ho, Yahweh heyo, Manitou Makwa. Ya yubiete ba, de boja, ya you vitelo spasibo. Thank you.
Hi. Thank you. And with that, I am going to, Lynn, is there a way to stop the recording?
Yes, shall we just thank the energy in the room
Please.
as we close this evening? Yes, we'll just thank the energy we have shared and the love we have shared this evening. And now we end this session. Thank you.
Skin and go. Thank you. and we shall meet again.